Ooh. Hi, everybody. I'm just adjusting a quickie thing, but I think I'm live. Hi, how are you? It's Elena of the Witch's Box, and I'm here for our regular Tuesday gathering where I do an oracle reading for the community, and then we get together here and just hang out and do witchcraft Q&A. I see that Emerence has a new name, Crone Wisdom Highlights. I love it. Michelle, hello. Why can't I see through my glasses? What's happening? Michelle, hello, and Melanie, welcome. Hi. It's a gray, cool, crisp afternoon here in Idlewild. It's kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie. Camilla, Kim, Amy, Callum, hello. Hi, welcome. Elsbeth, I love it. Okay, I don't know what's going on with these glasses today. Hi. Layla, hello. Welcome. All right. So while you all arrive and say your highs, you're on the road again listening. Wonderful. Taking rescue dogs from one state to another. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. Lissem, hi. Colorado. Yes. Overcast here too. Yeah. Angeline. First time. Welcome. It's great to have you here. Oh my gosh. Why can't I see with my glasses? I'm going to say that that's Ailey. That's a beautiful name. How does this go exactly? Well, we hang out. I talk and do an oracle reading for the community for this week, and then we just hang out and do witchcraft Q&A. And I usually start with some announcements, which I'm going to start with in a minute. Hello, Kayla from British Columbia. Love British Columbia. Carrie, hello. My cough is better. Let's knock on wood. And I think that we're going to be okay. Hey, Marie. Hello. So let me start with some announcements. Claudia, hello. First announcement, October boxes will start shipping out on Friday. So I know that there's quite a few of you waiting for your boxes. They start to ship out on Friday. And what are the other announcements? The sneaky deek peek for the November box, for those of you who are not subscribed and are interested in potentially subscribing, we're going to have a very book heavy November box. That is as much of a hint as you're going to get. It's juicy. I'm really excited about it. And that's your hint for November. If you're not subscribed and you want to be in on the whole book heavy box, you want to subscribe before the 15th. So you go to thewitchesbox.com and you can subscribe to the Witches Box there. What else? Oh, hi, there's another thing going on. Hi, Jolmar, hello. Did I miss anybody? Carrie, hello. Kayla, I think I did say hi to you. Yes, British Columbia. Preachy Goblin, hi. Curls and Pearls, hello. I love all these names. These little fall little icons are cute. Crystal, hello. Okay, so the other announcement is that Invoking Yourself, Holy Witch, that virtual retreat that we did several months ago, is reopening again. It's going to be something that we offer every 6 months because it is a pretty integral ritual magical skill that's going to be incorporated in pretty much every other thing that we do, moving on into more ritual and more practice. So I'm going to be offering that regularly. And also for those of you who did take Invoke Yourself the first time that we did it, there is now a second portion of that gives us an opportunity to focus on 2 other deeper aspects of ourselves in order to continue practicing and do ritual together. And that's for a 1-day event. So really quick, for those of you who took Invoke Yourself already, if you go to the forum for Invoke Yourself, there is a special thread there for you to look at because we're offering just something for those who've already taken it. It's not new for those who've never taken it, but it's something for people who have already taken it and want to keep doing the work together as ritual. Okay. But for those of you who've never taken Invoke Yourself, I'm going to post the link in the chat box because that's open. Registration is open for that. Seating for this is limited because we will be doing ritual for the weekend together. And so it's important to keep the number in under a manageable number. Yeah. Or attendance under a manageable number. So I'm posting that link here. That is probably the biggest announcement we have today. yeah, I think that that's it for announcements. We are also going to be in a couple of weeks, I don't have the exact date yet, putting out an e-course that is a go at your own pace e-course for working with the ancestors, and it's a prerequisite of sorts to the ancestral initiation retreat that we just did, but we will do on a yearly basis, because that too is a foundational, integral ritual practice and knowledge base that will be integral to the work that we do moving forward as well. And then last and not at all least, some of you have heard me say this already. We've been talking about Lilith on and off for a while now. And there's been a lot of question around, oh my gosh, when you do something with Lilith, we're there, we want to do this. And I kept saying it's not really going to happen until the end of 2023. But Lilith is like, hell no, girl, we're not waiting. So Lilith wants to come through really strongly. I'm a little surprised by that, but not really. So Lilith and doing work with Lilith will actually be an offering that happens sooner rather than later. So we're looking at the beginning of 2023 as opposed to the end. More information on that will be coming. I don't know what's happening here. I think that that's it for announcements. Let me see what's going on here in the chat. Yes, book heavy box, Laurel, for sure. So, Ailey, I hope that I'm pronouncing your name right, Ailey Mammon. How you get a single box is usually the way we do it, and we will have extra for this. So I will do a whole month subscription run, and if we have extra boxes left over, then we sell those as single boxes after they've all been shipped. So for this box, we are probably not going to have these on sale until like the middle to end of next week. This is the Throwing the Bones box, and those are always limited in number. So once you see that announcement go up either on social media or the newsletter, jump on it if you want it, because they sell out. Hold on 1 second. Leslie Cruz, I'm so glad that you're here live for the first time. Awesome. What the question? I was here, but it didn't load. Oh, interesting. You're here. We see you. Namiko, hello. I know, it's already been a week. Time is flying past us so quickly. Jilmar says, I just used my herbs in my dinner from the Witch's Mystery Box. Oh, wonderful. Bon appetit. I love it. What did you make? Let us know what you made. Hold on. All right. While you tell us that, I'm going to pull out our Oracle card for this week. Again, we are working with this deck, the Archeo by Nick Bantock. Love this deck. It's beautiful. And interestingly, the picture on the box, this is the card that I pulled. There we go. And this is the Observer. I love this card. I love the imagery. I mean, who am I kidding, right? I love every card in this deck. I love this. I don't know that I've ever actually pulled this card before, which I find really fascinating. And instantly what came up was kind of dovetail isn't the right word, but it feels like a follow-up to last week's card pull, if you'll remember that one, because there are themes that we talked about last week that came up again with this card, but from a different perspective, which is being the observer, the archetype of the observer, the person who is very watchful, very present, typically very silent. There's something about that silence that keeps coming through that seems to be very, very important for all of us right now, to observe, to watch things as they unfold, but not be necessarily a participant in making that thing happen, just sitting back, being present, but also in being able to hold space within yourself, observe something happening or observe something, and not give into the impulse to immediately step into it, interact with it, be part of it. It's a very particular role, and I love it because it brings to mind two things. One of them is the sacredness of being the person to bear witness to a happening without interacting with it. Like when you bear witness, you add a layer of truth and solidity to the event. You hold space for it, but in a very detached way so that it's free to be and do and develop as it needs to. And there is a resonant, energetic support that happens there, even when you're not doing anything. This isn't the kind of like, I just stood by and watched it happen and didn't do anything because I'm complacent. It's not that. Observation is a very particular energy. It's a very particular action where I am holding space. I'm acknowledging this thing that I'm seeing. I'm holding it, and I'm the witness with a capital W, right? This is happening. This is real. I'm holding it in a space. And the second thing that it brings up is the role that we each have. Speaking of invoking yourself, the role that we have as the witness to someone else's transformation, as the witness to someone else's claiming their own truth. There is something that just grounds that into reality even more. When I claim who I am inside myself, yes, I definitely have a transformative experience that way, because I'm allowing myself to admit my power or admit my truth in some way or another. But when I speak it and someone else is there to hear it, to receive it, to witness me and observe me in that reclamation, it is incredibly transformative, incredibly empowering. Things move in a bigger way. And so the observer in many ways is a catalyst, even though there is a disengagement from what's happening. It is not passive in the sense that you're not doing anything and you're complacent. It is very active, but in a very receptive way where you're not changing. Does that make sense? And so I really love this card. And I feel like the message here for the community is, how do you show up as an observer, as a sacred observer to things that happen around you? How do you show up for your peers when we're in ritual and we are holding space for and bearing witness to someone else's work and someone else's transformation? And to tie it into what's happened, what we talked about last week, how do you show up as an observer to someone else's healing as a way to facilitate their healing? So that's what's come up with this card. Love it. I love this card. And so there it is. Boom. Almost looks like my face, eh? Here. Had a little geek moment there. So there you go. That is the reading for today. Let me see what is happening in the chat box. Carrie's chat box is working today. Wonderful. Leslie says, you know what it is? I'm taking medication that's kind of making my eyes a little fuzzy today. So I mean, I'm just struggling with glasses or without. It's like a situation. Leslie says, the throwing bone box is a petition answered. Oh, good. I was wanting to start, but wasn't sure how. So here we go. Yeah, here you go. Here you go. I want to say to all of you that are getting the box, because again, a question came through. So you need to hear this. I think I definitely speak to it in the deep dive video that actually I'll be posting today to the forum for the October box. You're all getting different bones, right? Because it's not like the box is uniform for all of you. I collected a bunch of bones, and they're all whatever bones nature and our animal kindred have left for us. So all of you will get a slightly different pouch of bones. You're going to get bones, and then you have a bunch of other trinkets that I added to it that you can work with or not, you depending on what you like. Those trinkets are the same for everybody, but the bones are different. Some of you are going to get something like this and something like that. Some of you are going to get small ones, big ones. Like, just know that if you and your friend are getting boxes, you're going to get different bones. Be okay with that, because nature doesn't like cookie cut and factory manufacture like the same bone over and over and over again. These are real bones. Okay. Curls and Pearls says, I just want to say how much I love the Tuesday chats. It ends my work week and starts the new off in a great start. Oh, wonderful. Good. Catlin, hello. I'm glad that you made it just in time. And Crone Wisdom highlights, Crone Wisdom, I'm just going to call you Emerance because that's how we know you. That box is so interesting and gets something different each time. That box is so interesting and gets, you're talking about the witch's box? Amanda, I ordered 2 boxes in August and September, but still haven't received. Amanda, I'm going to write your name down, but Amanda, if you can send an email to info@thewitchesbox.com, because there's no way for me to know what's happening there, Amanda. Because as we know, our postal service, and even now, sadly, UPS is just a struggle fest. 2 boxes. Amanda. Try to think if your name has come up in my task list, but I don't know that I remember seeing your name in my task list. August and September box. I'll try to remember to look into it. I'm not going to promise you because I have a lot going on today, but please email that request to info@thewitchesbox.com so we can look into it. Abby, hello, you too. I look forward to each week too. Wonderful. Okay, and Emirates just sent you some information there, Jill Marr. Garden fall collard greens, carrots, sweet onions, sugar grape tomatoes. Oh my God. On the vine, poblano peppers and pasta. Holy cow. The thyme. Oh, there are always seats at my table. I love it. That sounds so delicious. So there will be more thyme coming out in the box in the coming weeks. Actually, we have another pouch of thyme coming out. I love thyme. It's such a beautiful, beautiful herb. Leslie says, so excited. Nature's perfect. It's totally perfect. I'm so excited about it too. And there's some bones that I thought I'm not going to send out because they were cracked, and some are broken, but they looked so beautiful that I included those as well. It has been an interesting, we'll just remember, I want to remind everyone that at the end of this month, the last Wednesday of October, we'll do another live stream for the Throwing the Bones box that'll be open and available for everyone here on YouTube, whether you got the box or not. And we can certainly talk about it then, but I'll definitely share about it then. But just handling these bones and being in the same space with these bones, there were so many. It really serves to connect us into the whole of the life cycle. It's so beautiful. It's so sacred. I'm really excited about this box. And I'm so excited, so grateful that I was able to track down as many bones as we needed. So it's been a thing. You know how that goes. Melanie says, I wanted to take the Invoke Yourself course, but there's a disclaimer on there about being in a particular emotional space before signing up for that. Can you expound on that? Great question, Melanie. Yes. So most of the time that we do work like this, first of all, it's 3 days of big immersive work. There's a whole day of learning, but then there's 2 whole days of ritual practice, which requires us to step outside of our comfort zone, requires us to really dig down deep into who we truly really are. And when we do that, sometimes we butt up against insecurities, we butt up against past traumas, past messaging that was very limiting for us. It can be emotional work, and that's good. Emotional cathartic work is very important. Things that create tears because we're having a breakthrough, really important work. But if you happen, not necessarily you that I'm singing you out, but the universal you, if I, as an example, were in a place where I wouldn't know how to track myself out of feeling emotionally cathartic, and it would be very destabilizing for me to do this personal work, then the recommendation is don't do it right now. Does that make sense? Because sometimes we're in really tender places where we're just barely holding on by a thread. And if I start excavating within myself to see like where my pain points are and have like a process around that, it can be incredibly destabilizing to the point where everything in my life is affected. Yeah. So it's emotional. It's not required for it to be emotional for everyone. But for those of you maybe who were in the Invoke Yourself immersive, maybe you can share a little bit about this, what it was for you. We didn't do a whole lot of tearfulness or emotionality like for the first day and a half, and then things got kind of real. And then there was emotion, there were tears, there was revelation. And so if you are in a place where you can manage through that, have a real authentic experience, feel the emotions, cry, do what you need to do, but you're not like your life, your foundation isn't destabilized, yes, please come. But if you're feeling super tender, things are a little shaky for you right now, you can sit it out. It will happen again in 6 months. So know that there's no need for FOMO. It will happen again. So it gives all of us room to really do some self-assessing around, am I in a place for this kind of deep emotional work, or should I just kind of sit it out until the next time? Let me know if that's clarifying for you. Leslie says, also that deck, yesterday I was trying to get some hints for a consultation in that deck. Hit the spot. Powerful. I'm glad. I love this deck. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of a weird broken record because every time I share a deck with you, it's like, I always like, I love this. I mean, I love all the decks that I have. Also, hello, hold on. Oh God, where did I put it? Oh, it's in the workshop. I got a new deck. Oh, I got a new deck and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I can't stand it. I need to talk to Emily. Maybe we'll talk. I'm gonna write myself a note. I'll talk to Emily on Thursday and see when we can schedule like a little fun deck Q&A, like not deck Q&A, a deck show and tell here on YouTube soon, because I've gotten a couple more decks, even though I keep telling myself that I'm not going to, so that I can just share them with you and talk about decks, because I got this beautiful, beautiful deck. Okay, wait, hold on. Emily, deck reveal stream. All right, enough of that. But yes, I love all the decks that I have because, I mean, how could you not? Also, for those of you who do and don't know, Emily, who is our, like, you know, social media community person extraordinaire, has her own tarot YouTube channel. And I think that she still has another, I think she's got two still. I don't remember, but she posted on Instagram. Oh gosh, I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with all this, but she posted a photo of her deck cabinet where she has shelf after shelf after shelf after shelf of just cards. It is like the coolest witch porn I have ever seen in my life. So if you know who I'm talking about, get yourself an Instagram later and check out her account, because that I'm still dreaming about that photo. Emily, as you watch this, hello, hi, okay. Just like, I love it. Hold on. I skipped some things. Let me see. Okay, I answered that. Oh, the Oracle deck. Every time I use it. Yes, Emerald. I know, it's such a good deck. Sarah Holden, hello. Could someone explain what it means to call in the Watchtowers in spell work? Yes, that's a great question. So in spell work or in ritual or both, sometimes a spell is a ritual, sometimes there's different things. We won't get into that. But when you call in the Watchtowers, this is a type of invocation that's used to cast a circle. You don't need to call in the Watchtowers, but the Watchtowers is a name that we give to, like, the guides and those that hold sentry at different directional points. So the Watchtowers of the East, the Watchtower, the guides in the what is it? What is the wording? The guides in the Watchtower of the West, of the South, of the North. We use that terminology to call in a particular entities that hold space, hold anchor, and protect us, and hold that directional space within a circle. Does that make sense? Do you have? I think it's predominantly a Wiccan practice or a Wiccan saying, and you can certainly use it if something that calls to you, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You don't have to call in the Watchtowers, and you don't have to call in the elements. We've talked about this in different ways before, or different places before, where if you're going to cast a circle to keep a protective space around you while you do spells or you do a ritual or both, that you can call in the energy of a deity to hold space for you. You can call in your ancestors, your guides. You can draw your own cast circle with a single element, so that they're not at the four quarters, but it's just a circle of fire, a circle of air, a circle of water. There are many, many ways that you can do this. You can do it with crystals, right? So you're creating a container that holds space for you, so that not only you keep out what you don't want and keep in what you do, but it also becomes almost like, depending on what you're doing, what is that thing called? Almost like a pressure cooker. You've got a container where you're going to be doing work, and you've really very specifically and intentionally designated, like, in this space, it's only this energy, out there it's everything else. But while you're in there, you can create a momentum where you're growing and building that energy over and over and over again until it gets to the point where you burst it out and send it out into the world. It's a great magical tool that way to create that kind of pressure cooker buildup of energy, so that then it can be sent out far and wide into the world. I hope that answers the question. I think I gave you way more than you asked for, but there you go. Okay, okay. Yes. Okay. So Marie, thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm going to read it out loud just because I think it's important. Marie says, I looked into invoking yourself too. I am glad they put a disclaimer to it because I am going through a rough moment with my mental health. Yeah. It's like this for me is it's a disclaimer, yes, but it's also a call to really exercise your own personal spiritual maturity. There's no shame here. Like when you know that you're ready for something, you know that you're ready for it. And when you know, I need to sit this one out so that I can care for myself, that too is a really powerful, empowered place to be. So I'm glad that you shared that because I think it's important for people to know this is coming around again. Do it when you're ready. That's perfect. Lasem says, looking forward to the deep dive for bone throwing. Me too. I did it and I liked it and I want to do it again when we get together at the end of the month. Okay, got that. Callum, got to catch you all on the replay. I'm up to 20 past 4 tomorrow morning for the open at work, so I need sleep. Go sleep, and we'll see you later. I know you stay up so late. Go to sweet dreams, Callum. Abby says, I'm looking at the 6-month one, not for emotional reasons, but life is chaotic and I won't remember what we did for sure. It'll be around. So the intention here is for it to be offered each June and each December, but this time we're going to be offering it in November because of my like world life schedule. Emerson says, Invoke Yourself brought out some really good things. I honestly can't explain it in words, but it's amazing when you get to the release of what doesn't serve you. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, I keep losing my place. Carrie says, I would love a deck sharing video. There is one from a long time ago that's 3 hours long. I promise it won't be this long this second time, but somewhere here on our YouTube channel is the first one I did, and it was a little too ambitious. Like we just hung out and talked for 3 hours. It was madness. I'm not up for that again. I think probably 2 hours is my limit. Marie says, we natives call for the 4 points entering a ceremony. Yes. Claudia, I'm still looking forward to a new harvesting the honey. Yes, keep looking forward to it. That's coming. I actually spent some time this morning doing a little bit of graphic organization for that. So it's not like it's not getting attention. It absolutely is getting attention. Yes, yes, yes. Leslie, do you have any book recommendations on Santeria or Hoodoo? I have been tapping a bit into my ancestors and I feel called to it, especially Yemaya. She has been coming strong. Oh, Leslie. Let me think. Nothing is coming to mind right now, even though I know that there are 3 books that I can vaguely remember the covers of that are on Yemaya specifically. I remember a long time ago, I think you mentioned, or I mentioned to you, but that Yemaya is someone that's like shows up strongly for you. But what are the books? Esther isn't here. I know that if Esther were here, she'd know. I don't know. So I'm going to write myself a note so that I can do a little research because nothing is coming to mind. And I had 2 books on Orishas a while back, and then I gave them to a friend and I haven't seen them back again. You know who you are, girl. You need to give me my books back. I want my books back. But they weren't like stand out amazing. So Santeria. I mean, you know, voodoo and Santeria are 2 different things, yeah? And Yemaya. Maybe I'll reach out to Esther and see what she has to say because I know that she's got a lot of wisdom there. So I'll look and hopefully I have a note by next week. I'll remember and I can give you some information. Emily's YouTube is great. Totally. It is. She does such a great job and she's so beautiful. It's great to like listen to her speak and watch her. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, wait. I lost my place again. Invoke Yourself. Okay, I read that. Yes, share the cards. Okay. I know. It's always such a fun thing to do. We can do a whole thing. Like we'll do like what did we do? It was like a, oh my God, what is the word? A happy hour. We can do like a little like community happy hour, have a little drinky drink, whatever it is that you like to drink, and then I'll do show and tell. That'll be fun. It's also kind of a fun October thing to do. Abby says, oh my God, Emily's a queen. I found her on Instagram. I mean, she's amazing. Laurel says, Elena, you mentioned ancestral working in the beginning of the chat and my ears perked up. I'm working through Ancestral Medicine, good, with Daniel Foor. And I'm curious if you worked through the book and how you approach ancestral working. Oh, Laurel, that's a big question. And it's so timely. Yes, I did go through his book. I loved his book. I think he did an amazing job. And basically, at this point, anybody who asks me about a book on that, I always refer to that one book. There are many, many others that are also good, but his, I think, was just really at this point, to my awareness, the best out there. I know that there are other books out there that I haven't read yet, so just keep that in mind. I haven't read them all, but from the ones that I've read, that is the one. So in terms of my ancestral workings, we're putting together an e-course on that, and we just had a live retreat on that, which was called Ancestral Initiation. That's going to happen yearly. The course is going to be released in the next several weeks. And it's kind of a big question. I don't know that I can fully answer it now, but I definitely do work with my ancestors. I am currently really deeply working with an ancestral council that I've pulled together, that I've asked to come together to do specific workings with me. And I spend most of my time in the company of my well and very far and ancient ancestors. I do that because that's where the ancestral line holds the biggest big picture. And I don't do a lot of working with those who are recently dead other than to venerate and honor because they are still in their human drama. Does that make sense? And so that's kind of the outline of what I've been teaching and how I work, without going into like a million details because we can be here for 5 hours on that. But that book is great. He does such a great job. Yes, Emily's YouTube is great. I read that. Curls and Pearl says, what are the best spells to do on Samhain? Spells related to release, cord cutting, banishing, also spells related, not spells related to, but spells done in the astral realm or beyond the veil, not spells that you do necessarily in the physical form here with yourself. And that's in terms of spell work. The other things that to do on Samhain that are really supported by that time of year here in the Northern Hemisphere are things like divination for the year, divination for particular points in your life, connecting with the ancestors, connecting with your guides, doing shamanic journeys during that time is really very valuable. Doing workings to heal the ancestral line, things that you do beyond the veil. Hold on. Yeah, those are the themes around what is best supported around that time of the year. I want to say this, but it's not something that I do anymore. So one of the things that I used to do a long time ago, and if for those of you who work with Hecate or work with the Norns or work with any type of wrathful deity, any deity, really spending time at the feet of that deity to get insight, to channel wisdom, also as a form of divination is also really supported around that time as well. Rabbit Moon to Rose says, I'm so glad I caught the live. Thanks for sharing the good vibes. You're welcome. I'm looking forward to participating in 6 months. Blessings. Wonderful. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This fool. Hold on. Report. Hold on. What was the other thing I was going to say? Curls and Pearls needs Emily's YouTube link. If anyone, oh, you know what? I don't know that anyone's going to be able to give you that link. However, no, it won't work if you do it in the comment section either. I don't have her link, but let's come back on Friday when we do our, are we doing one? Yeah, we are. We're doing a live guided meditation on Friday, and Emily will be there and she can share her links with you, with all of you. Hold on, I'm reading. Emerence, or someone who watches Emily's YouTube channel, what is it called? Is it Emily's Tarot something? You can look it up that way as well. It's Emily's Tarot something. Okay. In case you didn't know. Got it. Leslie says, I definitely know it's linked because I'm being pulled to it, and I know ancestors are between Puerto Rico and Louisiana. For you, got it. Beautiful. The Sem says you can just search Emily Birchbox. She'll come up. Oh, cool. Okay, good. And I think that that's I mean, they're both her personal channels. I may be getting this totally wrong, but check when you get to the Emily Birchbox channel. That's not the name of her channel, but that's how you'll find her. Look at the about section because she may have a link to her second YouTube channel. Laurel says, yes, it was a loaded question. Thank you. I dedicated October to working with them and I'm feeling overwhelmed. I mean, overwhelmed is it's a common feeling. Let me back up though to make sure that I got your first question correct. I was watching myself. Got it. Okay. I was watching myself in a video that I made for an upcoming class. No, that's not true. I'm lying to you. I was watching myself actually in a video that I made for an upcoming class, but that's not what I wanted to tell you. I was watching myself in one of the live streams here on YouTube and after the fact. And I realized I make a lot of facial expressions and noises when I'm reading the comments. Like I do all sorts of funky things with my mouth and my face. It's so humbling, y'all. So I'm like, look what I do in front of like hundreds of people. Okay. There you go. It's Emily's Witchcraft and Tarot. Thank you. She's my hair twin. Yeah, she's got beautiful curly hair. Gorgeous. So like that. Let me have a drink really quick. What else to tell you? How are you all preparing for this month? I know it's a big month. It's romantic in the sense that it's October and it's fall and it's witch season. We're also, the sun is in Libra, which is like, my favorite thing in the world. And the weather seems to be matching the mood, which I'm really excited about as well. This is really when I'm at my ritual height, always, each year, from now until probably the middle to the end of January, depending on how the social calendar goes. This is the time for me, and I love it. So, and I know that it's probably true for most of you because there's just something about it, right? What is it? There's something mystical, magical, misty, something in the air. Samhain certainly is, I think, part of the impetus around that. But yeah, and I'm loving, even though I don't spend a lot of time on social media, when I go, especially on Instagram, and I see all of those like really beautiful imagery and everything is all fall and orange and brown and oh, it's so good. Really quick, Laurel. Well, no, you got it. You don't need me. Emily's Witch. I read that. Wonderful. Oh, funny. Kim says, I went to go look up Emily's channel and I'm already subscribed. Had no idea that was our Emily. That's our Emily. Aren't you amazed? Just as I found it. Okay, got it. Marie. Marie's working on her ancestors' magic work this month. Beautiful. It's a perfect time for it. I mean, really know that ancestral work, right? It's obviously year round, but there is something. There's like this draw, especially with the veil being so thin. Um, we're just naturally drawn closer and deeper into that work, partly because we long for that belonging, we long for that connection. Um, and we hear them a lot clearer at this time of the year, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Leslie says, I'm in my season. I feel like this is my high point, and winter, love it. Summer is another story. I go hermit mode. Yeah, summer. Yeah, I mean, there are little points here and there of summer that I enjoy, but no, this is it. This is like when I'm like, I just, like you, right? There's just something so nourishing. It's definitely my happy place for sure. And then when it's over, I'm always sad. um, Curls and Pearl says, deep cleaned my front door and blew my cinnamon in. I saw someone talk about this. Maybe it was you. I don't know, on social media to blow the cinnamon inside. It's a fun little, like, and super simple abundance spell. And it smells amazing. Preachy Goblin says, I love being a Libra. Me too, man. I love being a Libra. I love that I have a Virgo moon. It balances out the parts of being a Libra that can be a little challenging for other people. Not for me, but for other people. But being a Libra is amazing. It's in Laurel says it's in the air. I feel like I can breathe and concentrate. I'm all ears. Wonderful. And Abby, who's in New Zealand, says approaching Beltane here in New Zealand, so everything is waking up again. And this is what's also so beautiful, that during Beltane, the veil is thin as well, but it's a very different movement, a very different energy than it is at Samhain. And so I'm always fascinated by this dance that we've got going on with the other side of Mother Earth, where we're doing the same work, but with different energy movements and different approaches. So I love that. Beltane is also one of my favorites. And yes, Crone Wisdom Highlights, who's also Emerin, says, you're all feeling better because of the release. Mercury retrograde. Yeah, because of the release. Mercury retrograde ended. It's a double whammy on the 3rd. Mercury was intense this time. I usually like to ride Mercury retrograde, but this was like, it was a lot. It was all the things. All the things. Oh, Miss Esther, we were just talking about you. I'm going to ask you a question. Hold on, let me read the last 3 comments and I'll ask the question. Curls and Pearls, I am a Scorpio moon, so everything. So I only feel calm in October. Beautiful. Jill Mar, chimes dancing in the chilly wind. Yes, Esther. We have a question for you because I did not have an answer, and I feel like maybe you might have an answer. Someone here, Leslie, asked if I had any book recommendations on Santeria and or voodoo or both, and Yemaya. Do you have any good books to recommend on those 3 topics? Esther is our resident. Oh, I don't know that I want to. I'm sorry. Am I? I may have just outed you. I'm sorry. Esther just might know about some good books, okay? That's all I'm going to say. If you feel inclined, Esther, if you don't, that's okay too. Don't feel like you're put on the spot. I'm a little loosey-goosey today. Apologies. While that comes through, what else did I want to share with all of you? I think that's it. Oh, here we go. John Mason, Black God's New World. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm going to write that down too. I wonder if I hope, well, I'll write it down because Leslie may not still be here. My belly is grumbling, so if you hear that, excuse me. Black God's New World. Laurel says, can we have a hint for the November box? For the November box reading? No, there's an, well, there is a book that was just published in the last couple of weeks that is epic from an author that we totally love and we have read in the past. I know that's hella vague, but that's all you're gonna get. That's all you're gonna get. The other thing about November's book or book box, well, it's not, yeah, it's kind of a book box, is that I have not, there may be half of you that get a book that the other half doesn't, which will be replaced by a different book because numbers are a little low for a particular book that I want. But you're still going to get, it's going to be book heavy no matter what. Oh, I love that. Tanny says, every other year I see my 3 sisters and mom in Lake Tahoe. Lots of witchy stuff happens. I love that. Tell us more. Esther says, you can say it, sis. I'm Lukumi Olorisha, initiated to Obatala and Oshun Santeria. Yes, thank you. I'm so sorry. But yes, I'm glad that you named yourself. Emerin says, I'm finally feeling better enough this week and was able to open up all my boxes. I had 5 months from May when I got COVID. That in May, I was planning to start filming on this channel. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. That's a really good thing. I'm still, dancing with the whole thing. Kim says, I've been decluttering and organizing for winter witchery, making bath salts, protection salts, and getting my supplies ready to make candles this winter. Oh, awesome. Fun. Leslie is still here. Okay, perfect. And there's more books. So Voodoo, book by, Lilith Dorsey is the one. Book on Santeria aren't a thing per se. Santeria is apprenticeship and lots of listening to elders. Misinformation abundant out there, but those 2 authors are legit. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I'm being very busy with my channels these days. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. It has been so hard to pinpoint ancestors after the line was. Yeah, there's a lot of that ancestral breakage in the line from families that ban others, but know that they're there. And even if you don't know the names of who your ancestors are or were, you can still absolutely connect with them beyond the veil. Absolutely. All right, my loves, I think that we're going to cut this a little short today, not by a whole lot, but it's been fun hanging out with all of you. And I'm hoping that you have a wonderful week. We will be back here. I will be back here on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time to lead a guided meditation. So definitely please join us there. Yeah. And if you missed anything in the beginning, I had a bunch of announcements in the beginning and also the Oracle pull earlier on in this video. So definitely come back for the replay. And I think that that's it. Marie, Elena can easily pull us out when she needs resources, recommendations. Yes, I know. Come. I know, right? I mentioned Esther's name and she wasn't here and then boom, she appeared. See what I'm saying? It's the power of the witch. Yes, stay safe and healthy, everyone. Thank you, Esther. And I will see you all hopefully on Friday. We can hang out together and do a guided meditation. And then, of course, next Tuesday, I'll be around again for a live witchy Q&A Oracle reading on Tuesday. All right, my loves, have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye. Dismiss.